Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and today I am taking a first impressions look at the early access launch of Subnautica Below Zero. It feels good to be going back to Planet 4546b, and it's been some time in-game as well since the end of the original game, where Riley escaped the planet. This takes place a year after that, where Alterra has set up a kind of research presence around the planet to study the ruins and lifeforms. And that's really all I'm going to say about that, I guess, because they've kind of talked about some of the story stuff, but again, this is the early access release, so a lot of that's not going to be in here. However, there is more voiced dialogue, since of course there are actually other people. From what I understand, we'll be playing as a researcher who's on the surface, and she'll be getting, help and orders from the people on the space station over the planet. So let's get in here. I have no idea how this is going to start. I have not actually seen any gameplay stuff from this. However, I have been following their development board. So, I've seen a lot of the creatures they're working on. I'm excited to see them in action. And I'm just generally excited to be playing more Subnautica. It feels good to hear this music again. We'll do survival, even though it's probably better to do freedom. But I kind of want to see what their new food resources and stuff are. So this is not actually a DLC or an expansion, it's actually a separate game that's launching at about the same price that Subnautica launched at, so it's about 20 bucks. I've seen people complaining about that, but this is not just going to be like, a couple extra hours of Subnautica. This is going to be a fully fleshed out new Subnautica game. Entirely new biomes, entirely new creatures, entirely new story. I assume the story here will be different than trying to escape the planet, though, since probably have to solve some more of the precursor mysteries. Okay, I guess we don't have an intro cutscene or anything in here yet, so it's just... Oh, maybe not. No, I forgot the original also had you press a button to start. I would like a little setup, even if it's not the final setup. But the PDA was already open. Why did I have to press tab there? Alright, so we're in a kind of typical Subnautica habitat here. It's already set up, so you can tell she's been here for a while. There's one of the new creatures. The whole fish. Actually, I don't think it's called the whole fish, because the whole fish was a fish from the original. I forgot what the name is. But those little guys are symbiotes who live kind of inside the hole. I think that's just straight up some concept art there. We've got our uniform, our dive suit. So, there's more stuff in here. There's some details that weren't in the original. Some little crates. Abandoned PDA... Well, is that really abandoned? Robin Goodall, Alterra application interview. Okay, so this is our character. Why have you applied for this role? Everyone's talking about 4546b. Who hasn't applied? Maybe Jeffries. No, Jeffries signed on last week. Why this assignment? The last time we found sentient alien life was Strader 6, 17 years ago. It's been fun, but frankly I'm bored, and you have telepathic squid. I should tell you that rumors about spacefaring aliens on the planet are rumors. If that's why you're here, you'll be disappointed. I'm a xenolinguist. Spacefaring aliens are our holy grail. I want it, but I don't expect to get it. What qualifies you for this position? There are creatures out there you couldn't imagine, let alone understand. Do you know how I talk to them? I think you correlate responses against stimuli and I do what they want. If they bathe in liquid nitrogen and talk with their feet, I put on a coat and I pull a handstand. With this recruitment process, it's most alien of all. So I'm trying to correlate my responses here. I want us to understand each other. Put me on that planet. I'll talk with the fish for you. Thank you, Mrs. Goodall. Miss Goodall. Sandra? Sandra? Sandra will show you out. Sandra? Okay, so we have some other stuff here, too. Single mother employed by Alterra on City Station 7... Oh. I don't know why that was scrolled down still. So there's going to be a lot of bugs and frame drops and stuff in here, because they straight up said that. They've probably hammered out some of the stuff, like the engine isn't going to change, but the actual performance and stuff they still need to tweak. Alterra on City Station relocated to Allwell, an independent planetary research colony when Goodall was 5 years old, one of just 15 children in the colony. Homeschooled from then on, lacking Alterra's protective infrastructure, Allwell colonists were frequently exposed to local alien life, and Goodall developed an interest. I wonder if she's supposed to be named after Jane Goodall. When the colony was shut down following an accident which led to the death of her mother, she took a job on the most alien world available and has not changed course since. So she's worked for the Mongolian Independent States, Xenoprospecting, Alien Xeno Research Division, motivated by the work, unlikely to respond to financial incentive, ensure contractor understands their reasons and employers are in harmony. So she doesn't actually, she's not an Alterra employee, she's just a contractor. Tools, habitats, weapons, and vehicles, none. So some of this stuff we're gonna have to find. Vesper Station, so this is the station that's above the planet. And I believe they actually will be able to drop supply drops to us sometimes. Yeah, 57 crew members, ground crew, 4 deployable ground-to-air cargo rockets, full payload of one-use air-to-ground cargo rockets, and full science and engineering suites. Also, I think that's another one of the new creatures. Okay, so I think we've spent enough time looking at documents. Got some peepers here. These look like the new peepers because they're a greenish color instead of dark blue. Though I think the rest of these are not actually going to be found here. Apparently there's a picture of us hanging out with the penguins. I forget what their names are. I forget a lot of the names of the new creatures. So you'll have to forgive me for not knowing them all off the top of my head after playing this once. Remember, information leading to the activation of alien technologies is rewarded with automatic rights buyout and a 10,000 credit bonus. Research of cultural or historical value is not included in the bonus scheme. Buyout still applies. Alright, that's one of the artifacts from the precursor facility. So, here we are in the polar region of 4546b, which of course you only saw from space at the end of the first game. Wow, I like that they have this everywhere just to remind you that you work for them and you could make some money. I wonder how many people are going to get pissy that they changed the protagonist to a female, because I'm sure there's going to be a good number. Okay, there's the Vesper. It's a very blurry picture right now. Alterra is not liable for Vesper debts. Alterra owns all Vesper surveillance data. No ownership is implied. Sorry, ownership is implied or granted by the phrase, "your eyes in the sky." So we got a fairly nice base here, which makes me think something is going to happen to it. I don't even know what this is. This looks like a land containment unit. Bioreactor. So yeah, everything's looking a lot fancier. Got a lot more technology, which makes sense because we're not just scrounging whatever we can find. Emperor produces enzyme. Peepers deliver enzyme. Ecosystem. Emperor relies on ecosystem for food chain. So, these guys should be out and about in the world now. I mean, I don't know how big they'd be after a year. Boy, I really love the way this looks already. I mean, of course, the first game didn't really have much in the way of land, but here we've got this whole, like, coastal ice shelf. And I think you can see the Vesper. Yeah, there it is there. I don't know what that rotating thing on the bottom is, but it seems to be getting closer.
Vesper, come in.
Hi, Sam.
We lost contact with Jeffries up at the research site.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Understood?
You know, the formal bit's cute, but we've shared a room. Would it kill your career to act like we'd met before?
Robin, you know these conversations are monitored.
I don't care who knows it's cute. I've been here 2 weeks, we've hardly spoken.
Because you went straight to the planet. Find Jeffries, chat later.
Yes, Mom.
So yeah, there's going to be a bit more character interaction and kind of direction, it seems like, which is fine. You know, Subnautica was one thing, and I'd rather have them do something a little different than just do Subnautica again. Oh no, somebody else crashed on the planet in a different place. It's weird that this just has, like, bird sounds playing over the speaker. You know, I really do hope they add more base stuff, though, because I'd like to be able to build new, fancier bases with... I mean, obviously we've got bigger room modules here than they had in the original. Task list. Harvest edibles from grow bread, and plant new seeds. Translate symbols on alien artifacts 7 and 10. Send completed research samples to Vesper. Force field mechanisms at Site 0. Weekly status report. Varnish prawn suits. Repair weather station. Form monthly patrol of remote installations. Ah, that's what they are. The pengings. Test whether penging flocks are comfortable enough to swim with humans. So yeah, I guess we do have some alien artifacts in this base somewhere, but I want to get out and into the water. And I would hope that these doors close behind me, because I don't really want to close them all. It's funny that they're still watertight, even though I'm not underwater. Alright, well, we got some prawns straight off the bat. One of them looks pretty busted. But yeah, it seems like a silly thing, but I'm just impressed about how many new models there are in here already. Ew. Stuff's all frozen solid. Is that just a... I thought that was like a pot of really melty pizza. Okay, so... we have an objective, but don't actually know where we need to go. I guess we'll just start walking towards Site 0. At least I assume that's Site 0. No. Destroy Snowman. I don't think the climbing works. Oh. Ow. Yeah, okay, it only works up, it doesn't work down. But it also looks like there's nowhere to go from down there, so... guess we're going this way. Makes sense, we're not wearing a diving suit right now. Well, I guess we're wearing the suit, but not the flippers or the helmet. Okay, good. I was just checking to see if I could still turn off the HUD. But, you know, maybe let's leave this off for a second. Because, yeah, that's what I use to take all the thumbnails for screenshots. And it's very handy. I wish more games let you just turn off the HUD with a key. These things are kind of weird. Eye plants. So I take it Site 0 is a precursor installation of some variety. Man, this looks really good. Again, I'm just really glad that they're doing a kind of completely different aesthetic for a lot of the biomes in this game. Yeah, that's a really good look to this area. Everything's very shiny. Oh, there's also a side tunnel. Now I'm gonna guess that maybe we're going to partially activate something here.
Access denied. Further efforts will be denied forcefully. Concede, Robin Goodall.
How'd you know my name? I come in peace. Sam, the building just powered up. It spoke to me.
Are you safe? It's never done that before.
I'm fine. No sign of Jeffries.
I've got an electrical storm on the sensors.
I think it's already here.
That cabin isn't stable. I want you to get back to...
Sam? Damn it!
I'm gonna say that the facility might activate something, and maybe something would happen to our base. Spacefaring aliens we refer to as the Almanac, so I guess they have a name now, instead of just the precursor race. While the focus of their mission to save their kind from the bacterium was the Emperor specimen contained at the primary containment facility, their other installations served as a variety of precautionary and support roles. Zero Sector contains a number of now familiar alien sanctuaries. The alien facility in close proximity to the main research station remains one of the few whose purpose we have yet to discover. This will be the focus of our endeavors in Zero Sector. Whatever's inside is protected more thoroughly than anything we've encountered. So what is this 4-digit numpad for? I imagine that might be a placeholder? Alright, let's go look for Jeffries. Maybe he's in the tube. Alright. That's just a circular runaround. It looks like it's a shortcut down from somewhere else. I guess we'll just go back outside. Check out this electrical storm. That is quite the storm. Didn't really see anything like that on the other side of the planet. This looks like a sulfur springs or something. I guess we're just taking the long way back to the base. Well, that's not ideal. Alright, the ladder also broke. Guess we're going for a swim. Oh, I'm just gonna hit the ice. Ow. Alright, welcome back to Subnautica and being underwater. Though we don't have a health meter or oxygen meter yet.
The environment is no longer safe, and your PDA has rebooted in emergency mode. Be
Okay.
advised, high wind speeds will cause lethal exposure in 4 minutes.
If you are reading this, then you have survived the emergency evacuation of a station equipped with Alterra technology, and your PDA has rebooted in emergency mode. This operating system will help you continue to survive. Okay, retreat to a safe environment. Oh. Yeah, we don't have an O2 tank right now, so we can't stay under water for very long. Which means I probably shouldn't read my PDA while underwater. We'll check that when we get out. What is this? Looks like some kind of trap. Oh. It's some kind of oxygen plant. I guess replacing the brain coral. Broadcast distress signal. Retrieve emergency supplies if available. Survey the environment. Find or construct a reliable habitat. Construct necessary survival equipment. Locate other survivors using line of sight or the radio. Maintain physical and psychological health until rescue. Employees working on the surface in cold weather climates are advised to take additional precautions to their safety. So, look for hot springs or shelter. Pack a lunch, including some hot beverages. Alterra cold suit. Okay, so those probably allow us to stay on the surface longer. So there's more surface, but the surface has its own dangers. Alright. Boomerang fish still looking the same, as well as the
creature discovered.
air sacs. Or bladderfish. Right, I forgot. They used to be called air sacs. So I guess this is our first environment here.
Robin, come in.
I copy. I'm out in open water.
Stay where you are. I'm sending a rescue shuttle.
No, I'm okay. I just need shelter.
Fine, I'm sending a temporary habitat instead. Look up.
Thank you, Sam.
Call me when you get there.
She really doesn't seem that concerned. Like, yeah, the whole base washed away, but, you know, I'll just make a new one. I said look up, but... Oh, there it is. Airdrop coming in. Gotta make sure I get there first before someone else kills me for it. But I guess we should probably go look at these penguins, too. And their creepy split head mouth. Yep, come on. Up on the ice. Seems kind of finicky about actually jumping onto the ice. Okay, so it dropped us a habitat into the water. Look at these little fellas. Yeah, so they're pretty much penguins, except their heads are split mouths instead. But they're harmless. And they have like weird large ears in their beak. But yeah, these are pretty cool. So it's nice to see that they're kind of everywhere. I wonder what that is over there. It looks like there's a little pod or something. Okay, so probably don't want to go too far that way. See that fish just hop out and slide across? I wonder if they swim. I mean, I assume they do, but I don't know if they do it right now. Oh yeah, they'll dive down. That's pretty cool. And they probably just pop out onto the... Oh, well, they sort of pop out on the ice, a little awkwardly. I just want to, like, look at everything and touch everything. Oh, so these are the Twisty Bridges. This was actually a biome cut from the original game with, you know, these twisty bridges. Okay, let's go check out our new habitat. It looks like a life pod, but just underwater. Well, it's not quite the same. It's a little self-sufficient bubble.
New blueprint acquired.
Sam, I'm at the habitat. Any word on Jeffries?
Nothing yet.
And the facility? It said my name. I need to know why.
I know. Make something to eat. Get equipped. I'll have answers by then.
Will do.
Now, in the original game, they made it sound like eating, you know, living creatures was something that was frowned upon, but I guess this lady probably doesn't have a problem with it, since she's not from an Alterra world. Probably used to making do. Alright, so I guess we're going to need to start harvesting some resources. Get ourselves a knife, maybe some other tools. But yeah, I'm digging this already. You know, it's Subnautica, but different. And one of my favorite things about Subnautica as they developed it was just adding more stuff to see and do. And this entire, you know, Below Zero is essentially just a lot of that.
Oxygen.
Now we're also going to need to make an air tank, which probably still just needs quartz and titanium. Quartz looking a little fancier. It's a little less kind of weirdly iridescent. Here's the new Arctic Kelp. Oh, Arctic creepvine. Gold outcrop. Silver outcrop. Weird that neither of those had gold or silver in them. So, there isn't any stalkers in this game.
Oxygen.
There are new predators, but I don't think they are in the Kelp area. So I am going to need some creepvine cluster, which I saw around here somewhere. Where was it? There it is. Which again, looks a little different.
New blueprint acquired.
Oh, there's one of the pinnacarids. These guys are kind of supposed to be like sea lions. And obviously with those kind of fin legs, they can hop out on land as well.
Oxygen.
I guess we won't be finding big chunks of ship down here, though. Alright, so we can make a knife, which is silicon rubber, which we should be able to make out of the creepvine. And an oxygen tank, which is fiber mesh now. Okay, let's make another silicon rubber. Oh, I forgot that you get 2 out of it. Well, I need 2 anyway. So some fins and a knife. And we need a creepvine for the fiber mesh, right? So let's cook the eye and the bladderfish into water. And for a battery, I just need ribbon plant, because I guess there are no acid mushrooms anymore. I don't know, what just got crunched outside. Okay, so let's go get some of that creepvine, and let's see if I can grab this peeper.
New creature discovered.
So yeah, they are still peepers, but they look a little different. Is this the ribbon plant? Okay. And I like that, you know, they didn't just reuse all of the same resources, that you can use other things to make the same materials, because it's kind of how the fabricator works. Just anything with the right constituent materials. Alright, where was that creepvine? I don't know what direction I went in to find it. Oh, well, there's some right here.
Oxygen. New blueprint acquired.
So this area seems pretty safe. I mean, even the safe shallows in the original had crash fish and gasopods that would defend themselves. But here, everything seems to be pretty chill with us. Gotta get those peepers, because they are good nutrition. Alright, fiber mesh. And a battery. Make a standard O2 tank.
New blueprint acquired.
And now we can make a beacon. I guess you don't have to find that anymore. So I would think that we still need the scanner in order to scan some of the technology. But I actually wanted to make... Oh, I guess I did want to make a scanner. That's why I made a battery. Alright, so what else do we have? I think we've got all the tools we really can make right now, except the flashlight. So, pipe, floating air pump, repair tool. Okay, all of this stuff just seemed to have popped in when I closed the menu. Beacon. Well, I guess we don't need that for anything story-related, because she already knows where we are. Otherwise, she wouldn't have dropped a base on us. So I guess what I want to make next is a repair tool? I mean, nothing's broken right now. Sounds like a storm's moving in. Or not. Thought I heard some thundering. Alright, I guess now that we have this stuff, we can just kind of start exploring a little bit. A fast prey fish camouflaged against the ice. Don't like the auto-generated name. Suggest ice clops. So I don't know if there's any more actual dialogue in here yet. I think there is. But, you know, there's not too much of the story in here yet.
30 seconds.
Still, it's a long ways from where Subnautica was when it first launched into early access. I mean, back in that original build, there really wasn't any story, and the Aurora was just a image in the background that never got any closer when you tried to go towards it. And that they actually ended up developing it into a place you could go because people kept trying to reach it. Alright, so let's go into these slightly deeper waters, see if we can find anything scary. Like this floating pebble. Okay, here's like the full Twisty Bridges. We were just kind of on the edge. I guess we were probably in the Arctic equivalent of the Safe Shallows. Okay, that's just the sound of a volcano somewhere. What are these? Very spiny looking mushroom things. Well, can't scan them yet. Alright, I guess these air plants will help me dive deeper until I can upgrade my...
100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
I mean, it seems like we didn't have any of the upgrade stuff to make yet. Like, can't make a cold weather suit. Oh, that is a shark of some variety. I forget what those are called, but I remember the concept art for those guys. Gain rewards for precursor technology. So I wonder if we can, like, buy anything. If there's some kind of, like, currency where we can get them to give us supply drops.
Oxygen.
So I do want to get close to this shark.
30 seconds.
But I also don't want to have to worry about oxygen while I'm doing it, so... let's go up and then come back down. There is a Reaper equivalent that I think is already in here, but I don't know where we would see it. At least I hope it's already in here. There's actually I think, 3 Leviathan-class creatures they've shown off, or at least shown the concept art for. And at least one of them already has models and animation before this came out, so I think that one might be in here in some variety. I wish I had a Sea Glide blueprint. Ow. Wow, they're really quick.
"30 seconds.
They don't seem that aggressive, though. You seem like you just kind of snapped at me out of annoyance. Ooh, what is that? I don't know what that is.
Oxygen.
It's fancy, whatever it is.
30 seconds.
Oh, that was the sound of a crash. Apparently it shot right past me. I didn't even see it.
Oxygen.
Oh yeah, there's no way I'm gonna make it to this plant. And they still have the Mass Effect death sound. Oh, I didn't lose the crystalline sulfur. So, like, what can I actually make that would be useful? Flashlight. Repair tool. Well, I only need some titanium for that. I feel like I might as well make that. Air bladder. Yeah, there's nothing too useful here. So it seems like you only lose your basic resources like the titanium. So yeah, now the only part is I'm kind of impatient about not having any kind of movement speed upgrades, since I can't make the Sea Glide. Alright, so I got the repair tool.
I've got a lead for you. An alien sanctuary in the Twisty Bridges. 200 meters down.
I need to go back to the research site.
I can't let you.
Why not?
Boss's orders. We're trying to keep you alive.
Only because salaries cost less than lawsuits.
Is that cynicism making you friends down there?
Sure. They're just not human.
The files are on your databank. Do as you please, just tell me what you find. And don't get me into trouble.
I like that the Pinnacurids have those little glowy pink things on their head. Alright, so...
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Okay, there we go.
Robin, the boss wants a sit rep.
I'm cold, I lost all my gear, and I'm no wiser to what's going on. But I'm alive.
I can't authorize another drop. Hold on. There's an emergency cache. Hasn't been touched since the scouts landed 6 months ago. Could be useful.
Send me the coords.
On your HUD.
Alright, well that seems like an objective. I guess I just needed to make, like, a tool for it to pop up some progress updates. Oh, there's one of these big boys. Let's see if I can get a good look at him. That little tiny mouth. Just like, oh, don't bother me. And those are the symbiotes. Or symbiote fish, I guess. Ow. Who will defend their whole fish. Symbiotes feed mostly on overconfident predators, which attack the Titan holefish. So yeah, they just kind of live in a symbiosis with the holefish. Slow, stupid, and delicious.
Oxygen.
Alright, now we got a bit of a storm moving in. It's also very dark down here, and there's just some floating quartz. Oh, that's not floating, it's just the ground is very dark. I should have made a flashlight. That's what I'm seeing here. Okay, so this should have a blueprint.
New blueprint acquired.
Alright, high capacity tank. I'm glad they're giving you these upgrades early, since I assume they will have new challenges instead. And of course, because of the ice, you do have to worry about spots where there isn't anywhere to breathe. Actually, what do I need for this instead of swimming back to find out? Where is it? High capacity is glass and titanium. Well, I don't have enough titanium yet. Copper. Titanium. How much do I have? I have 1. So I need to find more titanium. Oh, it's a grav trap fragment. Never really found a great use for the grav trap aside from catching food.
Seconds.
I mean, I never even used one until the LP. Alright. So the video is getting a little long, but I kind of expected it would. Subnautica is not really a game where you can do a lot in a short video. And I kind of want to see as much new stuff as I can here. I know some people are going to avoid this video because they don't want to spoil it until it's completed, and that's fine.
Blueprint acquired.
I am probably going to do what's updates for this as well, like I did with the original, because Subnautica is a very good game for being able to show off the new stuff, because it's usually not too granular. It's usually just like, here's a new creature, or a new biome, which that stuff's easy to show. And it's a lot easier to keep track of, because there's actually pages on the wiki that tell you exactly what was added. Now there we go. That's what I want to find. Intelligent and curious creature which hunts and forages below the waterline, but returns to the surface to breathe. Maybe hand-fed. Alright, so I guess I can make friends with them. Which is probably a bit easier than making friends with the stalkers. Okay, there's my 4 titanium.
30 seconds.
So, she said she gave me the data on the alien thing, but I don't see it. Two glass. And I still need to actually take my tank off. Okay, high capacity tank, 135O2. Handy. Alright, so now I could go down to where that shark was. See if we find anything else cool down there, and then maybe we'll call it a video. I suppose it depends on what we find. Okay, there's another Sea Glide fragment. It's funny, because when I originally played Subnautica, I didn't actually use the Sea Glide very much, like when I first was playing the early access stuff, and it wasn't until later that I realized how useful it was.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
So now I need a rebreather.
Near blueprint acquired.
The Sea Glide would also be very helpful here. Battery, lubricant, copper wire. Do I have a battery? No, but I do have 2 ribbon plants. Okay, I have everything I need to make the battery and the wire. I just need lubricant, and that's it. So I just need another pack of seeds. Or am I still carrying some? No, I made it all into silicone. Silicon. Silicone, 2 different things. And still that very familiar Subnautica music. I think there's probably going to be new music in here, since the music is biome specific, but I don't know if that's in here yet. So copper wire. And I almost just made more copper wire by mistake. Battery and lubricant. I should be able to make one of these as well. Which are handy when you're too far from the surface, the air bladder. Because it does make you rise faster. So there we go. Got a good set of tools. I think the map and flashlight do actually waste your batteries faster, which is why I turned them off. Okay, so I think the thing she was talking about is down here.
Meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Now I don't know if it's in this direction or we're supposed to be coming from the other way. Yeah, no, this is just the regular way. So I think we need to go down here, where the shark fella is. And this is our marker stone. What are you? It's like armored shark. Brute shark. Yeah, they do hurt. Common shark-like predator with low intelligence. Yeah, slow-moving ambush predator. Is there anything actually here? Well, I don't really know where I'm going, but this is all new to me. And some table coral. Need that to make chips.
"30 seconds.
Okay, I saw another marker here.
100 meters. Oxygen efficiency greatly decreased.
I feel like we don't want to be down
30
here.
seconds. Oxygen.
And I think there might not actually be much down here yet. Yeah. I think this is where a biome is eventually going to go. Oh. But I'm sure you probably heard there was something loud off in the distance. Alright, well, I guess we should probably call it for a first impressions look, because we are going to be spending a fair bit more time with Subnautica in the future. So this seems like a good way to start. But yeah, I'm really excited to have this develop. I do hope it doesn't take like 7 years to finish, but I don't think it will, since again, they've kind of hammered out a lot of the process of making the game with the original. I think they were aiming for a year in early access with this. But again, their deadlines got pushed back a lot in the original development as well, so who knows where it's going to go. But I am excited to watch it grow and become a fully fledged game, and of course, to eventually do a full playthrough of it. Oh. Apparently I can also get some air from their gills. I think I'm probably going to spend more time with this, you know, not recording. Because I didn't play too much of the original in between what's updates. I would kind of do it enough to get familiar with all the stuff from the update, and then that was about it. But here I would like to kind of learn more of what's here to start with so that I can better explain it when new stuff is added. But yeah, like, I really love this stuff, the ice shelves above you and all the new creature designs they've shown off. So I'm just generally excited for more Subnautica. Anyhow, I've been Shadefire. This is Subnautica Below Zero. It is available in early access on Steam, or I guess also the Epic Store. I'm glad that they did not make this an Epic Store exclusive. It would have been really shitty for them to do that because, like they've said, the game really came about because of feedback from players on Steam, so it'd be kind of a middle finger to be like, oh, by the way, we just took some Epic money to make our second game exclusive. But no, they seem generally good about that. So yeah, this is pretty cool, and I hope you will join me in the future as we look at more and more of it. But first, before we end the video, look at these fellas. So these are the glow whales, and they've actually got a whole, like, behavior cycle where they... A stalker down there? Those look like stalkers. Where they essentially breathe from the surface, go down to the depths to hunt, and then come back up.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased. 30 seconds.
Well, I'm glad I spotted these guys right at the end. But yeah, y'all take care, and I hope that you also have some fun with Planet 4546b. Until next time, keep on surviving.